I've seen that movie so many times. I don't think it's healthy. Hello, my name is Mason Thames, and I'm playing Bowl of Scrolls with IMDb. Okay. These are really cool. Production value is really high. What is your favorite comfort movie or TV show? I mean, anybody who knows me knows this. Comedy movie, Step Brothers.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
Movie general, Spider-Man 2. Like, that's my thing. If I'm home and I want to get comfy, sit down, like watch a fantastic film, the most perfect movie made ever. Spider-Man 2, that's my go-to.
Do you have a favorite quote?
There's a scene where they're on a train and a guy's like, "And you got any more bright ideas?" Spider-Man's like, "I got a few, yeah." That's probably my favorite.
Any more bright ideas?
I got a few. And is there any snack that you would pair with it?
Ooh, hot Cheetos. That's my thing. That's my thing.
Hotness, hot.
Amazing. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? I would like to say I'm an adventurous person. Honestly, this press tour, I've been traveling like so many places I've always wanted to go, like Brazil and London and stuff, just exploring those. I feel like that's sort of adventurous. But then again, I'm 17, so I have a lot more stuff that I want to do, so yeah. Yeah, go baby! If you could star in a biopic, whose life would you want to portray? I've always wanted to play like Kurt Cobain, or maybe like a version of like River Phoenix, or any like rock star type thing would be really fun. I got to star in a Green Day movie. That was a lot of fun. So I feel like I've already kind of checked that off my bucket list in a way. God, those guys, Billy and Trey and Mike, they're so down to earth. It's just like chill people. Their vibe is amazing. And once you see them get up on stage and see them absolutely turn into animals, it's insane. And you know, going into that job, I played the lead singer. I was based off Billy. And I really wanted to get his strumming right, because once you see him on stage and he's over there strumming like this, like he doesn't strum like everybody else. He really puts everything into it. So getting that down and practicing that was a really cool learning experience and a good excuse to learn guitar. So.
Favorite Green Day song?
It changes time to time, but Boulevard of Broken Dreams, 21 Guns are like my two right now. So, yeah. What's a piece of trivia about you that we can add to your IMDb page? Ooh, I did ballet for 4 years. Not a lot of people know that, but my sister is a fantastic ballerina, and she used to go in all the time. And I was always a little kid in the back seat on the iPad, and one of the teachers came out and was like, "Hey, would you like to do some classes?" And I was like, maybe about 6. So I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I did that for 4 years, and it taught me a lot, especially for this job. I think it really helped me within taking direction, and especially Hiccup, a lot of movement stuff and physicality. So I think ballet helped me a lot with that. So yeah, I guess we could add that up there.
What's the best ballet dance move that you can do?
Ooh, do I have to do it right now?
If you want to, that would be amazing.
I'm gonna rip these pants, so I'm definitely not gonna do it right now. But like I still do it every once in a while, just for fun. If I'm like with my sister or something, just like a leap. Like if I'm in like a really large area where I can perform that, yeah, I just leap.
I love that, awesome. I love the sound effects too.
I feel like if I was ever like in Star Wars or something and they had the lightsabers, I would legitimately just go like, yeah. Okay, what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day of filming? Just watching movies. Movies are my life, and it's my comfort thing. So if ever I'm in a mood for something, I just put on that type of movie. And like I was talking about Spider-Man 2, like the way that it just really gets me in my feels, the way movies can affect people like that, and including myself, it's truly magical. So anytime I'm home and I have some time, I like to watch new movies or my comfort movies.
I am glad to hear it.
What was the first movie that had that visceral effect on you?
So my dad worked a lot as a kid, and he used to get off on like Fridays, and he'd pick me up from school, and I used to be so excited. And we'd always go to this Chinese food buffet, and then we'd go to the movies. And my earliest memory from that is going to see The Avengers and Pacific Rim, and just seeing how epic those movies were and sitting there with my dad. That's a core memory that I can never forget.
Favorite scene from either of those films?
From Avengers, when Hulk is like, Cap, I'm always angry.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
And he like turns around and starts going. That's so sick. And then Pacific Rim, like when the giant kaiju monster like comes out of the water, I'm like, oh my god, that's so sick. So yeah, probably that.
Is that what inspired your excitement to play with CGI characters?
Oh, 100%. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon was my childhood, and I never thought I could, step into this world and let alone be Hiccup, my hero. And I didn't know what I was gonna be working with, if it was gonna be a tennis ball or whatever, but I've always kind of had a vivid imagination, so I was okay with it being a tennis ball. But they had amazing puppeteers led by Tom Wilton. He was my main Toothless. And it was like this foam head, that's something I could look at, touch, and the mouth could open so we could like play and improvise, which was really helpful with, my co-star for a lot of the film being a dragon, which unfortunately are not real. So, yeah. Okay. What actor or filmmaker do you most look up to? Right now, I think my biggest inspiration as an actor is Timothée Chalamet. Also, Heath Ledger growing up was like one of my biggest inspirations. So was River Phoenix. They were such like forces, and I remember I watched Stand By Me, and I think River was like 14 when he made that film. I can't even imagine, like 14 years old making that impactful of a performance is so beyond me. So that inspires me every day is to just, be better. And I work with so many amazing actors and actresses, and I feel like every time I work with somebody new, I learn something.
What is it about Timothée Chalamet that you look up to?
I mean, he's just such a fantastic actor, and his career has been so amazing. And I remember the first thing I watched him in was this movie called Beautiful Boy, and God, his performance was so, I bawled my eyes out. I remember after just telling all my friends to go watch the movie, and then after that I just followed all of his work, and him and Bob Dylan. It's not often you see a movie star at that level play a character like that, and anybody else like, oh, it's Timothée Chalamet playing Bob Dylan, but he just was Bob Dylan, and seeing that was inspiring.
Boy, that's a lot to live up to.
Okay, what is your hidden talent that most people do not know about? Nico always makes fun of me because I don't know how to snap, and I just learned how to snap. Well, not really, I just tried to snap, and that's the loudest I can go. But what's my hidden talent? You know what, I'm gonna go with training a dragon. That's a good cop out.
All right, bud, you ready?
Did you have to go through any dragon training?
Well, beforehand, we were filming in Belfast, Ireland. They took us to this horse ranch. My horse, his name was Prince. He was this really big jet black horse, a lot like Toothless, which really worked. I remember they had this moment right before we ride the horses where we would just like touch their head and touch their nose and just have the horse get used to you. Like as a joke, I just look over and and the horse actually did the thing. And I looked at everybody else and I was like, that's right, your horse isn't doing that. So that was awesome. But spending time with a beast like that, an animal, was really helpful for Toothless.
Did you know how to horseback ride before that?
No, I did not. And I'm from Texas, so everybody kind of assumed that I would know how to do that. And like everybody would like play into it because I have some cowboy boots, and everybody would kind of play into like, oh, Mason's a cowboy. And like I got to the horse thing, and it's like, oh, look at you now. I'm like, well, I didn't say I could ride a horse. I just said I'm from Texas. But I do know how to ride a horse now, and I have since, so suck it. I'm a cowboy. Okay, what movie have you seen most times? Spider-Man 2. I've seen that movie. This is just all the interview is gonna be is me talking about Spider-Man 2. I've seen that movie so many times. I don't think it's healthy. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, all the Tobey Maguire movies. I'm pretty sure it's just in my DNA at this point. Like I watched those movies not too long ago with a couple of my friends, and it was so annoying for them probably because I was reciting every single line. And then that was like my tamed down version. Like if I was watching that movie by myself, I would be like flipping around my room like an idiot.
So why is Tobey Maguire your favorite Spider-Man?
I just kind of grew up with him. Growing up, that was my Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire just embodies that character.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Aside from Hiccup, which is another dream role you'd like to play? Would it be too on the nose if I say Spider-Man?
Oh boy, yeah.
Apart from Spider-Man, any childhood movies of mine, like Rise of the Guardians, Jack Frost, that would be really cool.
He sees me.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 is coming out in 2027. Have you seen the script yet? I don't know. Have I? We'll never know, because Universal will kill me and Toothless will fly down and shoot me. So I do not know, but all I can say is that I'm very excited, and Dean is an incredible director and writer, so whatever he comes up with and whatever he changes might be really cool. So yeah.
So what do you say? Just keep going?
How did you feel when you got the call for How to Train Your Dragon 2?
All I was thinking was, let's get done with How to Train Your Dragon 1. But How to Train Your Dragon 2 was my favorite of the trilogy. Hiccup growing up, he inspired me a lot. I've always wanted to be an actor. I was in public school for a while, and I would tell my friends, like, I wanted to be an actor and stuff, and they would kind of just laugh at me, which is understandable. But my journey becoming an actor was very similar to Hiccup because, you know, all he ever wanted was to be a Viking, and he was kind of cast out by his village, and he really just wanted to make his dad proud. And, you know, once he realized he's different, he accepted that, is when he truly became Hiccup. And I feel like I took that away as a kid, and watching Hiccup from the first movie into the second movie become like a hero with the armor and the sword, and that was sick for me. And I was also Hiccup for Halloween in that second costume, so yeah, wearing that costume would be sick.
Can we get that photo? Can we get that photo of you in
Oh my God, I've been trying to find it, and so many like Universal's and begging me, because I mentioned it once. I didn't mean for it to be like a thing. And then like every single interview and the press tour has been like, so do you have that picture? I'm like, no, I don't have the picture. Now it seems like I'm lying about it. But I promise I have the picture somewhere. My grandma has it. It's probably in her attic. So I gotta find it. Walk me through your first day on set. How did it feel to be in costume? In pre-production, when we first got to Ireland and we were all there, I thought I was gonna get recast because it was too good to be true, to be honest. And I remember the actor strike happened, and I went back to Texas, and I was just so scared that I was gonna get recast, and Dean knew that, and he would text me like every week and be like, hey man, like, you're still Hiccup. I'm like, thank you, appreciate it. But so it was never like set in stone until, you know, we went to the first costume fitting, and we put on, you know, the green like crew neck and his like apron, and seeing that and looking in the mirror and seeing myself as Hiccup, somebody I looked up to so much as a kid, I got really emotional, you know. So it's been really special for me.
Let's go!
What was a scene that you really wanted to get right in this film?
All of them. I mean, there was a lot of pressure going into it because so many people love this world and these characters, including myself. So I wanted to do the character justice for myself and also the fans. So going into that, it was also a thing of, you know, how do I make this character different without changing what I love about Hiccup? His wittiness, his sarcasm, his humor, and, you know, his awkwardness is something that, you know, makes Hiccup Hiccup. So nothing I ever wanted to change, and I really wanted to explore new areas and you know, bring some new colors to Hiccup that we haven't seen before, like a kind of a sadness and a loneliness. You know, his whole village casts him out, and, you know, his father kind of despises him, and he lost his mother at a very young age. He doesn't have very many friends except for Gobber. And just kind of what that would do to a kid, you know, and it would bring some sadness. So that was a lot of fun.
Wow, you've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
It's something crazy.
Gerard Butler plays Stoic in the animated films. Did he share any words of wisdom? He did, a lot. And he kind of just reassured me a lot because of how nervous I was, that, you know, it's gonna be okay. You know, he is stoic through and through, and nobody else could play that character, and the way he brought that character to life. He's such an incredible actor, and, you know, he's been so kind to me, and, you know, he's been such a role model for me on this journey. The first day I worked with him, it was the scene with Hiccup and Stoic in Hiccup's workshop, where Stoic comes back and he confronts him about the dragon. And I remember I was a little timid, a little nervous, and, you know, in the scene he like hit me. And I remember he really just started to hit me, and he was like, come on, get out of here, come on, man, it's okay. Like, give it to me. And then we started working this system, and it was so fun. And every day on set, me and him would have this rawness, and it was so fun. And thanks to him, we got that, and I will forever cherish his awesomeness.
I worked hard because I believed in what a Viking could do.
All right. Which cast member would make the best dragon rider? Can I say me? No, I'm not gonna say me. I think Nico would make a very good dragon rider just because she's very kind, and I feel like that's the main key to, you know, gaining a dragon's trust. And yeah, I would say Nico or Gabe. Everybody would be good, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like on that filming the movie, we all had time to spend with our dragons, so I'm gonna say all of us. Maybe I'm on top.
I'm the first Viking who wouldn't kill a dragon.
First to ride one, though.
Talk to me a little bit more about the practical versus the CGI effects. What was practical and what was CGI?
I think most of the film, no, all of the film was practical effects other than the dragons. So getting to set and seeing that they built the village, the arena, the workshops, like everything, the cove, I mean, it was insane. Like, it wasn't much acting when they really put you in that world. And stepping on a set every day, like you were in Burke. Anytime like I worked with, you know, a CGI dragon or I was on the gimbal, it was different. but at the same time, you trust everybody else on the crew and the set and the filmmakers around you. So even if you're on a fake dragon with blue screens around you, acting like you're riding a dragon, you trust them, and it's a lot of fun.
All right, bud. You ready?
Did the cast have to attend the real-life dragon training to practice fighting them in the film? Sort of. I mean, in pre-production, we had about 2 months of training and stuff, so Nico would just do flips and cartwheels and train with the axe, and so were all the other recruits training with their weapons. And me, I did not have to do that per se. I fall a lot in the film, a lot. So all the other recruits were training for, you know, the arena and stuff while I was just falling, but I lived vicariously through them. Which scene from the animated films were you excited to bring to life? The first flight. I didn't know how they were going to do that, you know, and also the forbidden friendship scene where Hiccup finally touches Toothless, and that scene was something I really wanted to get right because, in my opinion, that's one of the most special scenes from the trilogy. And I remember I walked on set and the vibe was just so, it was almost magical, the way I can explain it. The lights were so perfect. Luckily, they built actual sets for everything. So anytime we were in a scene like that, we were really there. That was a scene that I watched so many times as a kid, and you know, it left me with so much wonder. And the fact that we can bring this to a new audience and a new scale and have the same effect on kids that it had on me as a kid is something that I've really wanted to, you know, succeed at. Yeah! That was Bowl of Scrolls, and go see How to Train Your Dragon in theaters.